Earlier in the day, we told you that the Supreme Court Bar Association had written to the Chief Justice of India to take suo motu action against what they'd said were erring farmers for forcibly trying to enter Delhi in a bid to create nuisance and disturb the daily life of citizens. This is the language used in the letter. Now, the Chief Justice of India has addressed this letter. We'll bring you more details about what the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, has said. He said that if anyone has problem with any kind of travel, let us know. We will adjust. Let's go over to our colleague Ananya to understand more. Ananya, the letter had asked the CJI to take action. The fact that the CJI has not taken action but is saying, let us know if you're a lawyer who's coming into Delhi or having inconveniences. How should we as an audience understand this?
Well, in fact, the Supreme Court Bar Association President, Mr. Adishti Agarwala, has also requested in that letter to, in fact, the Chief Justice of India that if at all any kind of adverse order has to be passed, that should not be passed today. And that's exactly what the Chief Justice of India has said, that, if at all any lawyer is facing any kind of a trouble when it comes to, with regards to the travel and he is not able to enter the National Capital Territory, he is not able to reach the Supreme Court on time, then it will be told to them by their juniors or by way of video conferencing, and hence no kind of adverse order at this point of time would be passed today, because the CJI is also cognizant of the fact that there are long snarling traffic jams that are taking place due to the agitation that is going to take place by the farmers today. And not only this, the Chief Justice of India acknowledges that these lawyers would be coming in from different parts of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, whether it's Noida, whether it's Gurgaon. So he has taken cognizance of that particular fact, and definitely he will be taking, he has taken a view over that no kind of an adverse order would be passed by, in fact, the Supreme Court when it comes to this issue, because of the lawyers not being present in the court today. So definitely the Chief Justice of India very cognizant of the fact. In fact, not only in the Supreme Court, but also a similar request was made in the Punjab and Haryana High Court, and the Punjab and Haryana Bar Association had also written to, in fact, the P&HC's Chief Justice. So we'll have to see as to how things pan out there, but definitely the Chief Justice of India, cognizant of the traffic situation in Delhi, and has clearly stated that no kind of adverse order will be passed. He will make accommodation for the lawyers who are not able to make it on time.
That's Ananya. Take us to a legal history here. All right, we're just going to bring our audiences more context on all of these developments. We'll bring you more context on the protests themselves. What are farmers demanding? They're asking for a law that guarantees a minimum price for them. Obviously, agriculture can be a very varying profession. Now, we're going to go back to our reporters just to understand more about this in just a second. Why are farmers demanding this? How is this, if in any way, connected to the farmers' protest that took place 3 years ago? Because remember, when those protests took place, it was different organizations from the organizations we're seeing today organizing these protests on the ground. We'll bring you more context on what these organizations in particular are demanding. But essentially, as we said earlier, they're asking for a law that guarantees a minimum price for all crops that they are growing. They're saying that they want a guarantee that at minimum they will sell at a certain rate, that the government will buy them. We'll go over to our colleague Anshul right now. Anshul is joining us from a different border. So earlier we brought to you our colleague Anvit. Anvit was joining us from the Tikri border. Anshul, I believe, is with us at the Singhu border. Let's go over to him to understand more. Anshul, first just bring us the live visuals, please, at the border that you're present at. Tell us about the situation right now. What are protesters telling you? Because earlier we spoke to Anvit. He brought us the voice of law enforcement, what law enforcement is saying. Tell us now about what the protesters are saying, please.
So yes, I'll just try and show you in the visuals over here. The traffic situation is slowly normalizing, but yes, there still is a traffic snarl that has engulfed this entire area, because remember, the police has put out barricades, and through these barricades, what this eventually means that only one lane is functional, and that is the reason why that we are almost past the peak hour now, and still the traffic movement that is happening over here, that is still slow. On the other hand, if you could see at how the security is being maintained over here, several battalions of rapid action force, paramilitary force have already been deployed out here on ground zero, along with that personals of Delhi police who have been deployed over here to make sure that if at all the farmers are able to reach anywhere close to the Singhu border, then they could actually make sure that the situation, law and order situation, remains under control. But yes, at this point in time, what the protesters are saying is that they will try to march towards the national capital. However, there is multi-layered barricading that can be seen all across Haryana, which means that it is going to be very, very difficult for them to actually cross that. And not only on the main roads or the highways that have been blocked by the police, but also the smaller roads that leads towards the highways, those have also been blocked. And especially out here at the Singhu border, if I could just show you in the visuals out here, the situation is absolutely normal at this point in time. But yes, the police is making sure that all the roads that leads towards this main highway, those are blocked with concrete boulders. And not only that, but drones are also being used to make sure that if at all anyone gets anywhere close to the Singhu border, they could actually be stopped. So yes, the next few hours are going to be very, very difficult for commuters who are traveling from here. Once we get a clarity as to where these farmers are and at what time they could reach over here, we could expect some more action that could be taken over here by the local police, which would eventually mean that this entire route would be blocked for traffic. And yet again, the problems for commuters and for businessmen out here at the border sites are going to increase yet again.
Anshul, let's take a deeper dive into what the farmers are asking for now. Tell us a little bit more. Okay, we'll go to our colleague Anvit to ask him exactly that question. Anvit, you brought us the situation right now at the Tikri border a little earlier. Tell us a little bit more now about what farmers are asking for. The MSP guarantee, what has led to the slowdown there in that demand? Okay, in fact, we haven't been able to establish our connection with my colleague Anvit. We'll go to our third colleague, Nikhil, because we have 3 reporters on the ground bringing you coverage from each of the borders in Delhi. Nikhil, you're joining us right now. Nikhil, if I can ask you this question, bring us a deeper dive. What is the farmers' demand for MSP? What has been the issue? Some governments, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, have in the past provided versions of this, a minimum support guarantee. Where is the roadblock in the government's ability to give this demand to farmers? What's the larger issue here? Bring us the context.
Well, Toya, as far as the issue of the minimum support price is concerned, the government would better be able to tell us as to what exactly is the roadblock. But what we have understood so far from the starting of the farmers' protest, which started back in the year 2021 till date, what we do understand is that the farmers are asking for a legal agreement and legal, as far as the overall picture is concerned, in context to the MSP, which the government has not been able to make so far. And this is something which has always been the issue. The farmers have been saying that they want the legal guarantee in terms of all the crops which are usually produced by them. But there is also a data, Toya, which we need to look after, which has been shared to us by Aman Sharma, political editor, which says that the government back in the year 2022 to 2023, they have spent a amount of rupees 2.28 lakh crore in comparison to 1.06 lakh crore from the year 2014 to 2015. So the government have been saying that there has been a 115% of hike in context to the MSP procurement. And not just in terms of the price, but also as far as the quantity is concerned, it has also risen in context to the previous years. So this is something which we need to understand, but the government would better be able to tell us more as to what exactly is the barricade when it comes to providing the legal support. But currently we are reporting from the Ghazipur border area. This is equally important area because remember the protest when it started in the very first place. At first time the action was all there at the Singhu and Tikri border, then later the action shifted to this particular place which was captured by the Ticket brothers, Naresh Ticket and Rakesh Ticket as well. They came out to be the farm leaders from this particular area only. So the arrangements are also being done at the Ghazipur border. You can see that many of the big vehicles, many of the big machineries are also being used to put a barricade as far as the prevention of the farmers are concerned in entering inside the national capital Delhi. So not just on this side, there is another side of the road as well which has been equally affected. But we can see that both the carriageway are currently open, but a part of the service lane it is currently closed, and in fact the nails and the barricading and also the concrete barricading is also used by the UP police persons to prevent any of the farmer from entering this particular place. And this becomes equally important. This becomes of more prominence because for over 1.5 years, this is the same place where the Ticket brothers carried on with their protest, and this is the spot where the langar used to be served for all those farmers and for all the other people as well. And this is equally important in context to the point because this connects the parts of the Uttar Pradesh towards the side of the national capital. So all those vehicles which are coming in, which is being shown by BJ PK Das on the other side. All this is coming all the way from Ghaziabad, from the Meerut, which is going to enter towards the side of the capital city. So as of now, the traffic movement is smooth, although the rate of the traffic is slow. Currently, it is moving with a slower pace. Gradually, it is moving towards the side of the Delhi. But the arrangements have been made likewise by the police personnel to prevent any of the farmer from entering. And in fact, not just the UP police personnel, the paramilitary forces, they have also been kept on the standby. There are multiple major vehicles as well which can be seen on the screen. Multiple trucks can also be seen in the visual, which have been they have been put on standby here to meet with any of the contingencies. So such is the situation which is coming out from this particular place. What we have also learned is that the farmers are going to march from the side of the Punjab and Haryana, but there are other farmers as well who are coming in from different states as well. So not just Punjab, Haryana and the nearby, but in fact the farmers from the state of MP, from Karnataka, from Maharashtra, from UP side as well.
Right.
They are also going to march, and this is something which we have mentioned early this morning as well, that few of the farmers who were belonging from the state of Karnataka, they were stopped by the Madhya Pradesh police at some place in MP.
Okay.
So this is another point of context, but this is the activities which is correctly taking place in part of the capital city.
Okay, so let's just tell our audiences, over the last few minutes, we've brought you reports from 3 of the borders. Now, we're going to bring you more details. Till late last night, 11 p.m., talks between 2 union ministers, Piyush Goyal and Arjun Munda, who's the agriculture minister. Those talks continued with the farmers. They went on, as we said earlier, for 5 hours. Now, the ministry and government is asking for time to form a committee. Farmers say that the government is just trying to prolong the matter. But take a look at what the agriculture minister had to say.
कंसल्टेशंस करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी, क्योंकि राज्यों के साथ मिलकर के हमें इस बात पर आगे चर्चा करनी पड़ेगी. इसके लिए हमें ये सुनिश्चित करना चाहिए कि इसका रास्ता क्या क्या होगा, और उसके लिए यदि हम कोई एक फोरम ऐसा बनाए जिसमें हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहे और इसका समाधान निकालें. ये बात किसानों को समझने की जरूरत है कि किसी किसानों के हितों की रक्षा हो, भारत सरकार प्रतिबद्ध है, और उसके साथ साथ जनसामान्य को कोई कठिनाई न हो. दोनों ही बातों को जो संगठन है, किसान संगठन, उनको समझना पड़ेगा.